Welcome to the Mormon Medium Podcast, where we'll talk about spirituality, the paranormal, religion, and my journey in becoming a Mormon medium. I'm Nannette Ride. Thanks for listening. Now let's go have some fun.
Don't be afraid. Close your eyes. There's a moon overhead, but the sun will rise. Blood on our lips, such a poisonous bite. The sound of our hearts go bump, bump, bump in the night.
Welcome to the Mormon Medium Podcast. You are joining Brad and Nannette, and we are continuing a conversation that we were having on the last episode about how Brad sees things through his eyes, being married to a widow, a police widow, how it feels, what's it like, and what's it like being married to a medium, Brad?
Do you know, it's awesome. But before we get into that, I think that we absolutely have to acknowledge a few people. We have had some fantastic reviews left on Apple Podcasts, and we just want to say thank you to a few people who have done that.
Oh my gosh, I have one. PowFam22 says, this podcast is listening gold. Brad is funny sometimes.
Yeah, she's right on with that.
And brings insightful and clarifying questions. And Nannette is an absolute queen. Woo, I'm a queen.
For sure.
She is thoughtful and generous with her story and gracious with her understanding of hard or new topics. I can't wait for more episodes. This will be my top podcast and first pick for 2023. Thank you so much. By the way, she also got the Mormon Medium a coffee. She bought her a coffee and got a tarot reading.
Yes, she did. So if you don't know this, you can actually support the show by buying the Mormon Medium a coffee. There's actually a link in the show notes that will show you where to do that. Now, if you subscribe, you can get several personalized tarot readings from the Mormon Medium.
Yeah, I get to make a video and do your reading and send it to you in your email. So you can listen to me talk all the time.
Super cool. We also want to acknowledge, though, a Lev, Jess N702,
Yeah.
Twitch 23, Tikva P, Katie Girl 53, Frida 10,000, Asher 86, Elshay M, and Sarah Scott. Thank you, all of you, for your great, kind reviews. We really appreciate it. That makes the show so much easier to do, to actually understand that people are out there taking their time to listen to what we have to say. We hope that it's informative and you enjoy it. And if there's anything that you would like to hear about specifically, please let us know. We have a few questions that have been sent to us that I know Nan is going to address in this episode.
Yes, we are. But we're going to get back to you, Brad. We'll ask the questions at the end. Okay?
All right. Sounds good. So this is something that I've been avoiding for a couple of different episodes.
Could you tell?
Probably couldn't.
Yeah. It's like pulling teeth to get you to talk about this.
Well, look, it's the Mormon Medium podcast. It's not the Mormon Medium's husband's podcast.
You're the other half of me, so you're important.
This time of year is tough, I think, for everyone in the family, right?
Yes.
This time of year is just when I know that it's time to be a little more caring, a little more patient, a little more loving, a little more considerate, a little more helpful, so that I can do whatever I can to make your healing and grieving process easier.
Why do you do that? Like, you don't have to. I mean, I know you love me, but first of all, you're not like other guys, obviously. I mean, I wouldn't be married to you if you were. But why do you do that? Why is this not harder for you? Or is it hard for you?
Do you know, it's hard. It's hard to see someone you love hurt. And I see that every year this time of year. I see that a couple of times a year, right? Not just on the angelversary. And we talked about nanisms for the angelversary on the last episode. Not just on the angelversary, but on birthdays, on anniversaries. I see those. And I think a lot of people would be intimidated by that, to know that the person they love also loved someone else, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I went through that and I was very open with you right at the beginning of our relationship.
True.
And I asked you a really important question. I remember talking to you and saying, Nan, I'm not Corey and I never will be, but I hope that I'm enough. And I hope that you can love me as much as you loved him.
You did. I remember you saying that.
And do you remember what you told me?
I absolutely do. I told you that if you look at my hands, and you can't see them on a podcast, but I have my fingertips touching and the base of my hands touching, and it's a little circle, right? That was all Nan could love. When I was, 10 years ago, and all the time I was married to Corey, that was all I could love, because that was all I was capable of loving. And when Corey was ripped from our family, and all of the trauma and tragedy that our family went through busted me in a billion pieces on the floor. And I have had to learn how to not pick up those pieces because they're broken. I had to rebuild myself, and I'm not the same Nan. So the Nan now has the capability of loving this much more. And I know you can't see my hands. So again, my arms are stretched all the way out to my sides, and my hands are all the way as far as I can touch. I have the capability of loving so much more because of Corey and because of what we've been through. So technically, I have the capability of loving Brad more, and I do. I'm not the same girl. I think I would scare the crap out of Corey if he were in his human form here. He works with me all the time in spirit and helps me a ton. But if he had to be married to me here, he would probably run away, go the other way. I'm not the same girl, but I love more, and I have a love of a lifetime right now.
Well, and one of the things you explained is that as a result of not ever knowing, right? We never know, and we're never guaranteed another minute with somebody who we love.
True.
You explained how important it is to make sure that you let people know you love them, that you express that love. And, I think that was a conversation that was extremely poignant and was a definite turning point in our relationship, because I think most people would be a little intimidated by that. We've talked about it. Corey's very much part of our life.
He is.
We celebrate him. We've got pictures of him in our home. We honor him very much. In fact, I've got a picture of him with his canine team in my office, and that's the team that I used to train with. So it brings back a lot of great memories.
The interesting thing, and the thing that most people won't know about Brad, is that literally the feeling that you get around Brad when it comes to anything Corey or anything our family or anything on the Angelversary, there is no spite. There is nothing negative. He's nothing but supportive and loving and kind, and will just do anything. If I just want to stay in bed all day, which I did the other day, with my blackout curtains pulled, he gave me space to do what I needed to do. And there were a couple times where I just needed to sob, and he held me. And I can't tell you the hundreds of times he has done that over the years. Being the husband of a widow is not for the faint of heart. And he definitely is all heart, and he's strong, and he's integral, and he's honest, and he's brave. Everything that in the last episode, certain people weren't. So,
wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not going to fit through the door. I'm getting a little bit arrogant right now.
Is your head fat? Last time I checked, I'm the one with the fat.
I was going to say, we've had this conversation before. Get the big brain on Nan.
My hats drowned him. He has like this little head, and I have this giant Charlie Brown head.
I have a very well-proportioned head, and it's because I don't have hair. Thank you very much.
So, Brad, how is it being married to a medium, though?
Is
it weird?
Yes, you're very weird. Well, but here's the great thing is your weirdness matches my weirdness.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
And that's the key, right? If you can find someone whose weirdness matches your own, you're going to be really happy in marriage. And so I've kind of hit the gold mine when it comes to that.
This is true. We are each other's balance. Like, We do match each other very well. Brad is super, super gifted. And as these episodes go on, you guys are going to get to share in some of his gifts. He's incredible. He can read my mind all the time. It's weird. Sometimes I have to tell him to get out of my brain.
I think most of that is just because we're with each other so much. I just know
No,
you.
that part is just the 10 to 12-year-old boy perverted jokes. That's the part where we're around each other too much.
It's closer to the 14 to 15 age.
Okay. I guess you're
There's a very big
pubescent,
difference.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, you cannot blame that on me.
No, okay. Yeah, we've already talked about how I have to explain a lot of my jokes.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's recorded now. Awesome. So you can't go back. I can go back and play this anytime.
Yeah, but I've just got to explain them to you. Most people understand them.
I'm a critical thinker.
Exactly. You can't critical think jokes. Doesn't work that way.
Sometimes they're not funny.
They're always funny. They are always funny.
Okay. So Brad, I have some ghost stories for you.
Really?
Yes. So Brad has been traveling lately for work, and you probably remember though, because I called you and
You
told
did?
you.
Okay. The one you called me when I was traveling, I do remember, but we should probably share it. It's cool.
Yeah, they are cool, right?
I think so.
So you can't make this stuff up, right?
You
So-
can.
No, oh no.
Oh, yeah. People can make this shit up all the time.
Do you think people do?
Absolutely. I think some people do make things up because they like the limelight.
Yeah, I think my Jiminy Cricket would just eat me alive. I have this little conscience that I couldn't make stuff up.
It must be a Mormon cricket.
No, it is not. No.
Because they eat everything.
That was a good dad joke, honey.
Right? You got it. I had to explain it, but you got it.
Yeah, it's true. I was thinking seagulls and yeah.
I love you.
Oh my gosh, I'm a nerd.
All right. So your Jiminy Cricket is not a Mormon cricket, but it would eat you up.
It would totally eat me up. I have a conscience that's so huge. And one of the things besides justice is honesty is huge to me. And my kids, even growing up, they knew if you ever lied to me, I would lose my shit on them. Like, you don't ever lie to me. I can handle anything, but don't lie to me. And by losing my shit, I would put soap in their mouth is what I would do. Yeah.
Wow.
I was a mean mom.
That's okay. I used paprika.
I have great kids, though.
I would put paprika on their tongue.
Paprika is a wussy spice. It's even a wussy spice if you put it in anything. What the crap is that?
Have you met my kids?
Exactly. It's a wussy spice. You obviously didn't use it on Tyler.
No, I did. He hated it.
He hates paprika.
He thought it was horrible.
That's probably why he has issues with his digestive system.
I ruined my son.
Oh, busted.
No, I would threaten to put it on their tongues and they'd be like, oh my gosh. It was so scary for them.
Are you kidding me? It's paprika. It tastes like nothing.
Yeah, but when you see a hot red peppery looking stuff when you're a kid, that's scary.
Did you ever want to mix it up with like cayenne?
No, that would be awful. That would be awful. I didn't even put like Irish Spring in their mouth, which there were sometimes they deserved it, and I probably should have.
Yeah,
but
you should
could
have.
you imagine getting your mouth washed out with Irish Spring? That would be horrible.
No, my kids got Palmolive or Dawn or whatever I had that was liquid.
Oh, that takes grease out of your way.
Because it goes through your teeth, you know?
Oh, that's so horrible.
Yeah. Then they slobbered all over and I made them keep it in there until they decided not to lie or swear, even though I taught them to swear. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you're the potty mouth.
You
are
taught
a
me
sailor.
everything I know.
Wow. Has it curbed them all of lying?
Of lying?
Yeah.
To me, yeah. They just omit things or don't talk to me. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I guess lies of omission are still lies, right?
In my book, they are.
Yeah.
Yep. It's true. Yeah. Do you want to hear my ghost stories now?
Yes, please. Sorry, I've wasted way too much valuable time with idle chit chat.
Okay, so while you were in Dallas, I was here with our little puppa, and my son was upstairs sleeping, and his two little puppas were put to bed, and it's late, and I'm watching TV in our room, and off the corner of my right eye, I glance a light in our room, and I'm not really sure what it is, so I turn and I look straight at it, and there's this orb like the size of a grapefruit, and I'm showing you with my hands.
Yeah, I'm looking at that thinking nobody can
see that. Hey, just be kind. So this orb is like the size of a grapefruit, and it has like this humming sound, like a low humming sound. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't get a vibe off of it or anything. I'm just looking at it like, wow, that's so pretty. Like, because weird shit happens to me all the time. So I'm just like going, wow, I wonder what this is. And then it got really, really super duper bright and bright and bright and bright and like almost looked like it was going to explode, but then it disappeared and was gone. And I was like, then I called you.
So what do you think this bright hummer was? Was it?
You said hummer?
That's what you call it. It was making a humming noise. So it was a hummer. It's like Slimer on Ghostbusters.
Are you being 12?
No. Like Slimer on Ghostbusters made slimy stuff, so they called him Slimer. So ectoplasm. So what is your Hummer? Was it a ghost or was it an alien? Because we've talked about alien stuff that was similar.
My guess is that it probably was either Corey or one of my spirit team letting me know that I wasn't alone because it was super close to the angelversary. Because the next day, I mean, nobody's home, right? Shay's gone. Nobody's home. I'm here with the puppas. And I had to go to the bathroom. So I just left the bathroom door open. And I go to wash my hands and I look in the mirror. And off to my right side again, I see like this mist. It's like a white mist. Like somebody was standing next to me. And I look in the mirror and there is this white mist that is next to me. And Brad, I am Rory fingering you for...
You're Rory fingering
you?
I'm sorry, I'm making Nan lose concentration. And what a Rory finger is not what you guys are thinking. So we went to Mexico. I've got to explain what a Rory finger is.
All right, fine.
That's a Nanism.
Rory is my boyfriend in Mexico.
Yes.
Yes, there it's out. I am an official cheater.
He was 6 years old.
6 years old. He's the cutest thing you've ever seen.
So there we are sitting at this little outdoor bar on these cute little swings, and this little family comes in because they have a little restaurant right there, and this little boy walks over to the bar, and he looks up, he stands on his tippy toes to see the bartender and says, "I would like an orange drink, please." And they pull out a great big
orange Fanta
that is...
It was bigger than his head.
Yeah, easily. And Nan looks at him and goes, "I don't think there's any way you can drink all that." And he looks at her and goes, "Oh yeah, I can. I drank one yesterday." And from that point on, he and Nan were best friends.
Okay, sidebar. This little boy has like this brown curly hair and these giant blue eyes. Like he was beautiful and so cute. So cute.
Well, this kid's going to be a huge player one day. So there were several parts of this story. At one point, Nan has to get up and she goes and takes a picture of the ocean and comes back and goes, "Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. This picture turned out great." And Rory looks at her because by this time he's sitting on a swing right at the bar. It's Mexico. They let kids do that. So he's sitting right by Nan and he looks at her and goes, "Do you want to see something really beautiful?" And remember, this kid's 6. And she's like, "Yeah." And he's got his mom's phone. And so he turns his phone and shows Nan a picture of herself. This kid had taken a picture of her and was like, "You want to see something super beautiful?" Like, I'm just amazed. I have no game like this.
He's got game.
Kid.
He swept me off my feet.
Yeah, he definitely did. But the Rory finger concept comes from Rory sitting there and he's looking at his hands and he goes, "Do you know what? That's my longest finger." And he looks at his middle finger and Nan goes, "Wow, that's pretty cool. Let me see it." So he holds it up, gives her the bird, but he does it backwards. So his palm is facing her.
It was so cute.
It was adorable. Well, Nan says, "You know what, Rory? You need to go and show your mom your longest finger." Because she's a good influence. And that's how Nanas act.
It's true.
And so Rory goes, okay. And he runs over to his mom. And mom's busy. She's been dealing with kids all day long. And he's pulling on her shirt. Mom, 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 mom. And finally she's like, what, Rory, what? And he gives her the bird. And he's like, that's my longest finger. So, yeah, I was getting the Rory finger from Nan. So I apologize. That was a huge distraction. Let's get back to your ghost story about the misty mirror.
It wasn't a misty mirror. There was a mist next to me, right? I'm washing my hands. So I go to turn the water off. I turn the right one off. That's the one I turned on. And the left one is the hot one. And it is blaring. It's blaring on. So it's still on. I'm like, okay, I didn't turn that on. Funny thing is, this is like the third time a spirit has done this to me in this bathroom. And I just wonder if it happens to anybody else, but it happens to me obviously a lot. But this time I saw the mist next to me. So I knew I was getting messed with. But again, it was right in the vicinity of the anniversary. So it makes me believe that it's part of my team and they're just letting me know I'm not alone. Because I can tend to get, kind of blue.
Let me ask you this. How do you not know it was Corey or who it was? I mean, you're the Mormon medium, right? Aren't you supposed to know who spirits are when they come in and say, hey, what's up?
Well, here's the thing. First, I started out as an empath. And as an empath, you feel other people's feelings, right? And you can walk around with your energy wide open and bleed energy everywhere and accept everybody's energy. And it is exhausting. So I have office hours. I don't walk around wide open all the time. I decide when I'm going to let spirits in and when I'm going to talk to them and when I'm not. And it's all, I'm the boss. So no, I didn't know who they were because number one, I'm not surprised anymore. Number two, I had a feeling, of who it could be, but I kind of just felt, the comfort of, you're not alone.
Right.
And I didn't feel like I needed to let my shields down and be like, okay, who is this? I mean, I could have, but I was tired or, doing other things. And I have to, get to my silent place just like everybody else. It only takes a couple of breaths to do it, but I just didn't. I didn't let my shields down to let whatever needed to come in. I saw them because I see things with my eyes. I can see things attached to people. I can see things in the middle of the day. That one, I don't know how to turn off, but yeah, I saw those two things. I thought it was really cool, especially close to the anniversary. And we've seen lots of signs too.
Oh, absolutely.
So many signs just through the whole month of January. It's been really awesome. We have this giant eagle. I call it an eagle, but it's really a hawk, but he's the size of an eagle. I kid you not.
He's big.
He's really the size of a golden eagle. I kid you not.
It's probably a her.
It probably is, huh?
Yeah.
But she likes to roost in the top of our cypress tree. And she sits there and looks down in this gorge that is below our house. And she'll hunt that way. And you'll hear the screeches as she'll go straight down and pick something up. It's just really cool to watch. And she showed up and she hasn't been around in a while. We saw a couple of hawks the other day on our drive.
3 of them.
3 at once playing together.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like, just like little tiny signs here and there that we know that we're not alone and we're being watched after. So make sure you look for your signs.
Well, and Corey added to our playlist too while we were on our drive to Brianhead.
Yeah, Metallica. Like, okay, I'm not a huge Metallica fan. I like Metallica, but not like the whole day. I know Brad loves Metallica and he's been to concerts and Corey loved Metallica. And I like some of the songs. I haven't heard all of them, but I don't want to listen to them all day long. But
we
kind of got them all day long.
We did. Well, because usually what we'll do is when we go on a drive, we'll each pick a song and anyone in the car gets to pick a song. And so you hear everybody's music.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, we have a good time with it. Anyway, we had picked our songs and then The Unforgiven came on and I was like, oh, did you put this in, Nan? And she's like, no.
And we're like, Shay, did you put this on?
And he was like,
no.
And we're like, okay, well, I guess we're going to listen to that. And then we put in all of our songs to play after that. And
the next one was Whom the Bell Tolls?
No,
right?
it played one of our songs. And then
That's right.
It jumped
then
back
it jumped back to
in
Metallica.
and played For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it continued playing Metallica the rest of the day. We literally, anytime we'd put in a song,
It would play Metallica.
it would play Metallica. It was really
It was
odd.
strange. Yeah, it was really strange, but not uncommon because Corey has been known to play playlists. He's done that several times throughout the 9 years at different times, poignant times of the year, right?
Yeah. 100%. So yeah, there have been signs and I understand a little bit more now that you don't want to just leave yourself open, right? You don't want to be inundated with spirits and whatnot coming in. So
Right.
that makes sense that you would be like, okay, I've got someone here and that's enough for you at that point.
Absolutely. And if you can picture it with me though, those bug zappers, the big lights, like we used to have on the farm.
Yeah.
So moths and everything would come to these bug zappers and zap, and then they would fall to the bottom and they would die. If you can just picture a medium being like a bug zapper and the spirits are like, she's wide open, I can talk to her. And then they just rush in.
Without the falling and dying part, right?
Well, they're already dead. So yeah. But you don't want to do that. I remember in the very beginning when I started to learn how to do readings, I had a reading. It terrified me. I had a reading. I had like 5 or 6 spirits come in at once and give me different pictures because clairvoyance or my sight is one of my strongest ones, was showing me all these different pictures, but they were from different spirits. And the reason why I know this is because my teacher knew exactly who these people were because she's the one that told certain ones to come in. Anyways, it terrified me. It brought me to tears. I didn't want anything to do with readings anymore. I was like, I didn't like that. It was horrible. It was rude. I felt violated. I don't ever want to experience that again. I absolutely hated it. And it took her some time to get me to even want to do an actual reading again, just with one spirit. But I since have learned to work with my spirit team and my spirit guide and be like, hey, send 1 or 2 through at a time or have them line up behind me and we'll come one at a time and ask questions. And
So you can set
be
the
orderly.
rules.
I'm the boss. Yes. And I do set the rules. Yes. I can ask for names to be given or certain people to come through. I may not always get what I ask for, but I am the boss and I can tell them how I want things to be presented. Like, show me the way you passed and tell me your name, or show me, tell me who you are. Let me see what you look like. What's your personality like all those types of things. And I try to pull through all those things. There are some spirits that won't do that. Like when I read your blood dad, he didn't let me see him, which was so aggravating because I was already nervous to read you anyways. I'm like, I know everything about Brad. This is going to really suck because what possibly could come through that I wouldn't know. But
Yeah.
And your dad talked to me the whole time. That's all he did.
And what's interesting about that whole thing is people are like, oh my gosh, you're married to a psychic medium, but you're not always tuned into me. So it's no different than being married to anyone else. I mean, we laugh, we love, we have fun. If I ask her to read me, she'll read me, but it's not like something that she's doing all the time.
It's true. And most of the time though, when I'm reading something, if you can picture like a spider web and I'm in the center of the spider web and people that I love and people that I know are, on little strings of the spider web, I'll feel what I call a ping, and it'll be like a little tug on me, like, oh, something's going on with this kid or something's going on with this kid. And I have to fill into it. And then I'll tell Brad and we'll take measures to whatever we need to do
And
to fix things.
Sometimes we don't even know which kid. We have to be
we
like,
have to
all
go
right,
through the whole list.
let's give them a call and see what's going on.
Yeah. Who's doing what, but
Always right on.
it's yeah. And it's usually something like that I use it. I don't usually use it on you. I mean, I did with your job, that one, but I typically don't. I'll feel our neighbors every once in a while, but
Yeah. But no, for those of you who are asking, she doesn't use the Jedi mind trick on me.
that he knows of.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
You may not know of me doing it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Now you've got me thinking.
Yeah. I've implanted some things you have to do.
Is that why I've had this compulsion to do the dishes? What the hell?
Your honey-do list is really long.
How long is it, Nan?
And we're 12 again.
Yep. Yep, we are.
Hey, I got some questions here that people have sent in. You want to know what they are?
We've got time for one question.
Ooh. All right. Does energy and muscle balancing help with cramping and muscle spasms? And the answer is yes. 100% does. So when I'm working with energy, I have you drink a lot of water. And I balance your electrolytes, your magnesium, your manganese, your trace minerals, your sodium, your potassium, all those wonderful things. And I'll tell you this little story. When I was in my master class, learning how to do all this stuff, the creator of what I do came from Australia and did this master class with us. And one of the girls that was in my class flew in from Denver, and she actually had a magnesium deficiency. So she was having magnesium given to her by IV every couple of days because her fingertips would go bright blue.
So this was like a deficiency that was diagnosed by a physician.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay.
She was being seen by her doctor and her, like she came to class and like she just had it that day, flew in and her fingertips were still blue. She said that by the next day that she should be okay, but they never always go away. The blue is usually there, but I'm talking blueberry blue. Okay. Like really blue. And the teacher said, well, do you know that if you energetically can't hold magnesium, no matter how much magnesium your body gets, you can't hold magnesium. He says, the way you fix it is you fix the issue energetically. So you fix the energy. You remove the beaver dam, whatever is associated with it. Get rid of it so that the energy can flow through that. And I kid you not, she was on that table for 5 minutes. And he says, within an hour, your hands will be fine. You won't have the issue anymore. And she was shocked. It was like within a half an hour, she stood up and she goes, my hands have not been the normal color in years. I've been doing this for years and it's gone. Like it was so cool. So yes. And we also had a friend that had cramping when we were out and about. He got cramps in his thighs and his hamstrings, right?
I just remember him stopping the truck to get out. I don't remember
He was
where
in
his cramps
so
were.
much pain. Yeah. And my team was like, go help him. And I was like, okay, he's going to think I'm nuts.
Yep. Hippy dippy bullshit coming at you.
Hippy dippy bullshit. And this is a retired cop. So he's like out there in tons of pain. And I said, will you try something if I show you? And if it'll help you, will you try it? He goes, I'll try anything, just anything. So I stepped in through some stuff and it went away within a minute, stopped. And he was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. But it was really awesome. So to answer the question, does energy and muscle balancing help with cramping and muscle spasms? Yes.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that question.
You're welcome.
And I'm sure that we'll have time for more questions on the next episode. Do you have any words of advice you would like to leave? Do you have any final thoughts, Miss Nan?
Yes. My final thoughts are I am the luckiest girl in the world to be married to you, Brad. He has the biggest heart and the best soul in the whole world. And my heart is full. And I think everyone should be able to experience love like I have, not once, but twice.
Thank you, darling. I really appreciate that. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Mormon Medium podcast. Remember, you can buy the Mormon Medium a coffee if you'd like by clicking the link in the show notes. We'll see you next time
On the other side of the veil.